Hi everyone. I know it's been a little while, but I just wanted to hop on here and, talk a little bit about the big event that just happened. And no, I'm not going to dive deeply into the election, but more about the fallout. And, there's one thing that I realize every 4 years that happens is that half of the people in our country are really upset and half are very excited and happy about the future. But that's all fine and good. That is the nature of our system, that we get a chance to express ourselves at the polling center, and that we get to use a vote to make changes in our country. And we have an amazing system in place. And, it's really quite brilliant the way our system is set up to allow the people to rule over themselves and not by, a king or a dictator or any of that kind of system of government. And so here we are in the situation. And shortly after an election, very often tensions are high, emotions are heightened. And I've noticed a trend of people either telling others to unfriend them, being unfriended, unfriending those who didn't vote the way they did. And I would just say one of the most heartbreaking things that comes out of this is that we try to control other people through elections, that we get to a point where we want to try to bully people into agreeing with us and bully them into voting the way that we did. And that's not really the American spirit at all. That is not the American way. And so I just want to encourage you that yes, it can be disappointing when you find out that somebody voted differently than you would have liked them to, and that maybe they have some values that, are different than yours. Take that opportunity to have a conversation with that person if you would like, if that person's willing and open, just doing it in like goodwill and not just to be combative, but to actually hear where they're coming from and why they voted the way they did, and maybe perhaps discuss some of those issues and work through them. But certainly do not be quick to unfriend people that have been in your life for so many years, and people who have been kind. Do not lose sight of their humanity. Let us not lose sight of each other as individuals, because it's so easy. It's so easy to get caught up in these political issues because we have a media that, instills a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety and makes us feel like all the time that this is the end of our democracy, that this is the end of our country. We get told this all the time. I've been on both ends of that, of being both excited and disappointed. And I can tell you there are times that it does feel like maybe this is it. Maybe we've reached the end of our freedoms. And you know what? Another 4 years goes by, maybe even 8. And here we still are. I'm not saying everything in this country is perfect or that it's exactly the way we want it, or maybe there aren't some ways in the past that we miss or things that we hope will change in the future. But the thing is that, one politician is not likely going to make the difference that you think it is. In fact, if anything, think when you are in the position where your person is the winner, how frustrated you get when you feel like not enough is getting done in the time that they have, and you worry that they're not going to have that time. So even when we're on the other side, we know what it's like. We know that that's not really as effective as we'd sometimes like it to be. So give grace to one another, because these people in your life are going to be there after this election season is over, and the next one and the next one, if you allow them to be. And remember, if they were kind to you, if they've been a good friend to you, if they've been pleasant, if they've never been combative in a sense that is made you feel like you had to draw that line in the sand, I just urge us to just be patient with one another and to extend a great amount of grace and love, mostly. That we don't want anybody, any kind of politician, to be able to strip us of our love, of our care, of our passion for doing good. We want to use these opportunities to shine a light, and that would be my wish for everybody. So I just wanted to jump on here and just encourage you in that, because I know how tempting it is and I know how disappointing it can be at times. But especially if you're like me and you're a person of faith, you absolutely know that God is in control, that if you did your part, if you did your civic duty, you prayed about it and you did your due diligence, then you can just leave it there. And even if you are on the side of the winner, it's still going to be short-lived. And don't glory in it too much, because time moves fast and this kingdom is not eternal. Our eternal kingdom waits for us and our king waits for us. And there is no king here that we will worship eternally like the Lord our God. So keep your eyes on him, whatever side you are on. Take comfort in that, and also just love one another. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day.